If you're looking for the next potential life-changing investment, then look no further than Palantir Technologies. We're currently in the developmental stages of AI, and Palantir has established themselves as one of the early leaders. First, let's talk about what Palantir does, and because my viewer base is broad, I'm going to explain everything in the simplest terms possible. Palantir's primary focus is data integration and analytics. If a company or government agency has a boatload of data that they need to understand without wasting a lot of time or manpower, that's where Palantir software comes in. This sort of expertise can be called data-driven decision-making. A software is launched and takes a fine-tooth comb through a huge data set. Then, a model can pinpoint the most valuable data points and allow the reviewers to make the best decision with great efficiency. The world that we currently live in relies on making the right decisions in the quickest amount of time possible, and Palantir is allowing to do this at scale. Palantir's business primarily comes from 3 different data analytics platforms. The first and probably most well-known is Foundry, which allows clients to integrate data from different sources into a single platform. Raw data can be turned into actionable insights, which ultimately helps the company adjust their operations. The second is Gotham, which is pretty much only used by the government and intelligence agencies. This platform allows clients to analyze and visualize large data sets for decision making and to counter threats before they become a bigger problem. Lastly, we have the Apollo platform, which is capable of deploying and managing software across various environments. This type of oversight provides additional security and ensures the biggest, most important companies are never going offline due to cyber threats. A lot of Palantir services were originally provided to the government, but they've recently started offering their Foundry platform to commercial clients. This is huge for the long term as the big data market is expected to grow to a $500 billion valuation by 2030, and Palantir is extremely well positioned with their AI-driven analytics. So now that you know a little bit about Palantir, let's take a look at the stock itself and some more technical information. The ticker is PLTR, and we're currently trading at just under $83 per share, which is pretty close to all-time highs. Fundamentally, the valuation for PLTR is ridiculous right now, with a PE ratio of 408, but stocks with an insane bull case don't really have to be fundamentally sound, so this isn't the biggest concern in the world. Market cap's currently $187 billion. Revenue, net income, and net margin have increased for 5 consecutive quarters. Last year, they pulled in $2.23 billion in revenue, and about half of that came from government contracts, which is insanely juicy if you're a little retail investor like myself. As other first-world countries and large corporations start to catch on, the total value of contracts should explode with it, and we're still pretty early in that sense. Taking a look at the daily chart here, we can see things are looking pretty good. We're kind of consolidating around all-time highs, hanging above all the smooth moving averages, and every big intraday dip is getting eaten up as indicated by these long bottom wicks on red candles over the past couple weeks. As someone who watches this chart all the time, it seems like we could retest the 80 level for a bit before attempting a move higher and then consolidating until earnings in January. So now that you've got some background on the company and we've looked at the financials and technicals, it's time to give you my bull case and explain why I think Palantir is going to pull the next nvda type of move. The first point I want to make is that you're early. Palantir is the game changer in AI software, just like NVIDIA was the game changer in AI chips with their Blackwell GPUs. The price might seem lofty, but a lot of people thought the same thing when NVIDIA was sitting below $100 pre-split, and then proceeded to 10x in less than a year. Once more contracts start coming in and the earnings and guidance reflect it, you'll start to see some major upside in the share price. In my opinion, the most cookie-cutter way to approach Palantir is just to look at the valuation. Sure, $180 billion is a lot of money, but when we compare this company to the Mag 7, which are all over trillions in market cap, then we could really start to see the potential. Earlier in this video, I mentioned that big data is projected to be valued at $500 billion by 2030. I think this is a conservative estimate, but nonetheless, Palantir would stand to benefit greatly from this figure considering they're already the world leader in AI-driven data analytics. If this is the total valuation and Palantir manages to capture even 20% of that, we're talking a multi-trillion-dollar valuation for this company in the years to come. The last bit of due diligence I want to provide is purely speculative, but it's interesting and potentially holds some weight to it. There's rumors circulating that Palantir will be the company in charge of leading the Department of Government Efficiency headed by Elon Musk in Trump's administration. The idea is that Palantir's software is capable of tying together all of the data held by government agencies to figure out what we're doing wrong. Too much money's being spent, there's too many employees on a government payroll doing absolutely nothing, and Palantir will essentially help weed out all the BS and make America great again. If this does end up being true, the retail hype will likely be crazy, and the stock price will benefit. If you made it to this point, I want to say thanks so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. For a too long didn't watch type of recap, Palantir is basically on the forefront of AI. They have the game-changing software, they're gonna be a $1 trillion company at some point in the near future in my opinion, and you should start scaling in on any dips if you agree after doing your own research. Again, take all this with a grain of salt. This is not financial advice, but rather my opinions. But as always, I hope we all make it. Thanks again for tuning in. Best of luck with your money-making endeavors. And if you'd be so kind, please remember to like this video and subscribe to my channel. I'll talk to you guys soon.